I don't even know what part this is. I started running my mouth. This part 4 or 5 or something. I'm doing a blog called Working Class to Rich. So it's just one concept of my blog, which is called Working Class to Rich. If you send me an email, I'll send you the link. Is to going through this process of working class. Most Americans are working class. Working class for a lot of different reasons. And to get from working class to rich, very few people do it. And some people who are working class, they win $1 million, they go back to being working class. They spend all the money because it's tricked to raise your consciousness. Most Americans are going to make $1 million in a working lifetime. $1 million is nothing more than $25,000 over a 40-year working lifetime. So if you make $100,000 a year, you're going to make $1 million gross in 10 years. If you work for 40 years, like a lot of people, you're going to make $4 million. Is that right? $4 million. So we're going to have at least $1, $2, $3, $4 million flow through our little hands. And what are we going to do with it? That's why I tell college students or older people, especially I tell my children, when you start working, your job is to get you an FU fund. You've heard this, an FU fund, or you can say forget you fund. And you start packing that money away, saving, investing. I don't care if it's stocks, bonds, gold and silver, commodities, whatever. You have to learn this stuff and be very good at it. So you have a 20 to 25 year plan. So within 20 to 25 years, by the time you're 40 or 45, maybe 50 at the most, you have enough money to tell people, forget y'all, I'm out of here. I have enough money where I don't have to work. Work is optional. I can do anything I want to do. I'm at critical mass economically. I'm free. But it's tough when you have the same thoughts. That's why I'm saying earlier, part of the show, I got to separate some of the people. I hate to do a lot of people I like, but I got to let them go. Just like I know it was a lady named Sherry Franklin. I'm going to have her on the show hopefully later this year when I get my act together. I'm slowly getting my act together. And she told me, she helps people. Sherry Franklin helps people. And she said, and she's an intuitive counselor. You may have seen her show years ago, intuitive counselor. She may still be on the YouTube, one of my original YouTube pieces. Just type in Sherry Franklin. You may see those YouTube piece we did about 3 years ago. And so she's an intuitive counselor. She said, I help people, but at some point I have to let them go. So I ain't seen that for years. Because she told me what to do. She said, Mark, you got to identify your fears. You got to write down what you're afraid of. And you got to tackle that stuff. And sometimes the fear is fear of failure. Sometimes the fear is fear of success. Sometimes it's just fear of working because you're lazy. Let me end this little segment about the blog, Working Class to Rich. And so the one premise was to have a little daily blog, what do we call it, account, what's the word, can't think of the word when you write stuff down, journal of how I'm going through the process of being working class to rich. And, so we'll see what happens. It's not, whatever thought comes in my brain that day, I'll write it down. My goal is that I have great ideas, but I don't execute anything well because I have ADD, as you can tell. I'm all over the highway. And then, I stop believing in myself. Everybody has these issues. I know I need to stop talking about that, but that's not the point. Cause, you think you good. You could be greater than you are now. I know people call my house, and they doing very well. But you still have issues, too. Otherwise, you'll be greater than you are now. Do you understand? Even you successful people could be greater than you are now, but some things are holding you back. Just like, it's all relative. Whether you make 25 grand a year, this thing holding you back from making 50 grand a year. And if you make 50 grand a year, there are things in your brain, in your consciousness, the way you talk, where you speak, where you think, that hold you from making 100,000 or 200,000 a year. We all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. None of us are without a spot or wrinkle. Do you understand? So one of the things about the Working Class to Rich blog, which I haven't done a little entry when I've done this piece, I got to go down to the computer and do a piece. On the. I'm having some issues over here. It's a DVD player right here. I'm looking at, and the TV's right here. I don't know, the thing's making noise. I see how easily distracted I got. And so I'm trying to stay focused, which is hard for me to do, as you can tell. As to do this blog every day, consistently, creating a new habit. So I'm up to like day 8 or 9 right now, and so I'm gonna try to do this at least 365 days. or until we become working class to rich. And hopefully the goal this year is just to double the income. And I'll talk about that next.